Louisville's new rock alternative, Out 105.1. It is PK out here at Louder Than Life. We are having a blast out here, and with me, I got Mike from Royal Blood. What's going on, dude?
I'm very good. How are you?
You know, I can't complain. The weather is beautiful today. You know, it's looking like we might get some overcast. So by the time you guys hit the stage, it's probably going to be a little bit cooler, and I think everybody's going to be having a very good time out there.
Sounds perfect. Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to the set, and I mean, you guys are no strangers to playing festivals. I mean, all over the world, you guys have been playing festivals. So, you know, when it comes to that whole setting of being in a festival, you know, every band likes to say, whether there's 10 people or 10,000 people, you always want to put on the same show. There's got to be some sort of different energy that comes from a festival, though, right?
Yeah, I think often, like, it sounds like a small detail, but it kind of matters. Like, the set length is always just seems to be very different, and I think just that alone changes how you approach your show, you know. And like today I think we're playing for 40 minutes, so for us, you know, we've now got 4 albums, so we have to really like kill our darlings and work out what do we want to kind of put out there, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And normally I save this question for the end, but since we're talking about like having to adjust the set list and everything like that, you know, between all the albums and everything, you put together a headlining set list, all right? You got your staple songs, you throw in some new ones, fan favorites, all of that. What's a song that you wish you could put into the set list, but it just always misses the cut? Like, it's the one that it's like, maybe it's too long, or maybe it's got too much going on, too complicated to do live. Like, what do you wish you could throw into the set?
That's genuinely a great question. I've never ever been asked that, and yeah, it's a great question. I think for us, it's probably Oblivion, which is on the last record. And it's a mixture of kind of everything you said, really. It's like quite complicated to play. It's quite stressful to play. It doesn't come off very relaxed, and it also just, there's something about it live that there's nothing wrong with how it sounds, but it just doesn't translate. And I think it's like almost born to just be a studio song. And to be fair, that album was really intentionally a studio record, so it's kind of, I'm unsurprised, but it's a shame because it's a good song.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be something like a one-off thing you might be able to throw in as, you know, just for fun. But, you know, talking about, you know, the albums and like that, I mean, the last album, like you said, more of a studio album. With the new album, I mean, it's been out for, you know, just shy of a month now with Back to the Water Below. Like, you said that going into it, you guys wanted to produce it yourself and be, you know, like almost have like less pressure to just be a little more natural with things and everything. So, you know, what was there a lot of that external pressure on you to say like, hey, like we want you to do X, Y, Z, and you're like, no, like we want that natural feel? Like, was any of that kind of present going into the making of the new album?
I would say all the pressure really at this stage is internal. Okay. I guess the only external pressure would come from the pressure we put on each other to be better and to be coming up with things that are a step forwards from what we've done before. But there is outside pressure which makes failed attempts, but we just kind of refuse to take that in because it's just not very useful. And the whole point of this band, or I think just being in a band, is that you didn't want to go and do your old fucking job. You know? So if it just feels like you're back in whatever you were doing before that you hated, it's like, why the fuck are we here, you know? It's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to feel creativity. I think is almost childish. It should make you excited again, you know. And if it's not doing that, then it's like, take a break.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the industry is, I've talked to plenty of people where they say the exact same thing. Be like, when it stops being fun, you stop doing it. And it's like, you always want to just you do it your way so that you're having a good time and you're enjoying yourself. So I mean, I love the album, and you can really get a lot of that natural like vibe out of it. Like it doesn't feel, you know, for lack of a better word, like too overcomplicated or anything like that. Like almost like back to those basics of just, you know, enjoying yourselves in the studio and all of that. And you know, we've been playing Pull Me Through on Alt 105.1, absolutely loving it. You know, kind of a little bit of a different vibe, like not too far left of center for you guys. So you know, when you look at some of those songs that, you know, aren't kind of that right down the middle sound that you guys have really kind of embraced, like, you know, how do those songs, you know, kind of translate, like when you're in the studio thinking like, you know, be like, oh well, we need to do something that's a little more this sound or a little more, you know, that sound, anything like that?
We never kind of design or decide on the style of song before we start writing it. It's more that we get to the end of it and then we decide, does this make sense in our world or on this record? And I think, you know what, all these new songs they've just found their way into the set and they feel like they've been there for years, you know, which is a great feeling.
I'm definitely looking forward to the set tonight. I mean, I've seen you guys a bunch of times, you know, never at a festival though. So, you know, like you said, 40 minutes. Like, I'm looking forward to hearing, you know, some of the staples, some of those new ones as well. Actually, just as a personal thing, between me and my wife, like we love you guys. We actually used "Figure It Out" was part of our wedding. So yeah, it's. It's very near and dear to our heart, so I'm looking forward to especially that song, but the entire set. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Loving the album. We're going to keep rocking you guys on Alt 105.1. So, dude, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Absolutely love having you guys in Louisville. So looking forward to it.